Okay, so welcome to this healthy, budget-friendly meal or food haul. This video I'm going to show you what I just got from Walmart. I buy most of my food at either Walmart and get the majority of my fresh fruits and vegetables at Rancho's. I may combine, and this is the Walmart video, and have a Rancho's video as well. Or I might do them separately, not totally sure. I am 100% gluten-free, 95% dairy-free. I do occasionally eat a little bit of feta cheese and some butter, and am trying to be mostly paleo and also on a weight loss journey along with my autoimmune. A lot of this food was based on some meal planning that I got off ChatGPT. So let's take a look at what I got. And also we'll add in that there's some additional pantry staples that I needed on the list that I already have, things like almond flour, spices, that kind of thing. Also olive oil, that kind of stuff. Apple cider vinegar, what else? Also, it has some chicken recipes, but I actually already had enough chicken that I didn't need to buy any more chicken. So this is the majority of things, but it's not necessarily everything. So the first thing I have over there, you can see I have silk coconut milk, I have some chicken bone broth, I have some dairy-free cheese from Walmart. Now in the past I've bought my dairy-free cheese at Trader Joe's, but this is actually about $1 a pack cheaper at Walmart. It's a new brand, the Better Foods brand that just came out. I happen to really like it. All transparency though, the dairy-free cheese was not on the ChatGPT meal list, but I like adding it to my eggs with my vegetables, that kind of thing. I've also got, you can kind of see it peeking back there, a So Delicious coconut milk yogurt. Then I've got some frozen shrimp, frozen cod, frozen broccoli. The meal plan just said broccoli, didn't necessarily say frozen, but I like to get it frozen because I feel like it's a little easier to cook out of that. Also frozen sweet potatoes, 2 packs. It just said sweet potatoes. Personally, I find it kind of complicated, honestly, to buy raw regular sweet potatoes, chop them up, cook them, all that kind of stuff. So I like having them in the packages ready to go. Maybe a little more costly, but it makes it pretty easy. I have 2 sets of 4 packs of tuna, probably a little more than I'll need over the course of 2 weeks, but you know. Then 2 things of avocados, those are always a big component. Then 2 of the things that I didn't buy at Rancho's, or don't normally buy at Rancho's, would be like the bagged spinach. They have like spinach there, but it's just a different format. I don't like it as much. Then the organic baby arugula. Then I have 2 things of riced cauliflower. Another thing where the ChatGPT just said to get cauliflower, but I like buying the frozen riced cauliflower because it's all easy, chopped up, easy to use, tastes, and you know, it mixes the consistency just like rice, but it's cauliflower without the high carb. Then this is one of the secret products at Walmart that I really like that I feel like people miss out on. This is the Alaskan pink salmon, and so like you got it. It's Alaskan, it's wild caught, and it's only $3 for this can. So I found that this is a really good way to get your salmon in without spending a fortune. Walmart does have frozen salmon that is cheaper than, you know, like a lot of the fresh caught, that kind of stuff. Yes, this canned salmon does not taste quite as good, but when you're doing a lot of things like just eating it with vegetables or salads or things like that, I find, or even with quinoa, stuff like that, I find it tastes actually really good, especially for canned salmon. And they say that the nutrients in canned salmon are really good. For $3 a can, you can't beat it. Then I also get the Walmart sliced beets in a can too. This is another one where ChatGPT said to buy beets. You could buy the beets, but then it's a lot of work to cut them up and cook them. I have done it like in a crock pot in the past, that kind of stuff. So I find it just better sometimes to buy things canned. And then last but not least, the 2 things I have on here are some frozen blackberries, frozen blueberries, which I also like to get at Walmart. I like to get basically my frozen and canned fruits and vegetables at Walmart, and then the fresh, except for spinach and arugula and sometimes lettuce, at Rancho's. Also, the meal plan called for some things like cabbage that I actually already have a head of cabbage sitting in my fridge, so I didn't need to buy one. But anyhow, yeah, so this is the Walmart portion. Like I said, I'll probably show the Rancho's portion as well and combine it into the video so you can see the different things that I bought for my meal planning for the next 2 weeks on this weight loss and autoimmune healing journey. Okay, so I just got home from Rancho's, and let me show you my Rancho's haul. Well, note that I did buy a few things not on the ChatGPT plan, and Ranchos is a Utah only chain of stores, so they have about 6 or 7, maybe even up to 10. I'm not sure how many locations in Utah only. So if you live outside of Utah, you won't have access to Ranchos. But a tip for you is to look into other Mexican markets, Asian markets, other ethnic markets, or stores beyond just your regular chains like Walmart and Kroger, because those have a tendency to be more expensive than some of the chains, these ethnic stores. So, like I said, I buy 90% of my fruits and vegetables there, and let me show you what I got. So I have these 2 limes, because I needed limes. I already had some lemons, so I didn't buy any lemons, but those were part of it. Some green peppers, some red peppers, green onions, which are one of the items that were not part of the ChatGPT meal plan, bananas, some red apples, some red onion, big thing of cherries. This is the other item that wasn't part of ChatGPT, but they were a really good sale. I got this whole bag for $6, which is a pretty good deal. Cherries are also really anti-inflammatory, can actually reduce pain and things, so they're really good to have in your diet. Then got some mushrooms, rainbow chard bok choy, which comes from the cabbage family, in case you didn't know. Cucumber. Now, this is Mexican squash. The ChatGPT told me to get zucchini, but they're really similar, and these were on sale, and Ranchos actually didn't have any zucchini right now. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't, but as you can see from the look of it, it comes from a really similar twist on the plant. So, and then I got some yellow onions and some kale. And that's my haul, and to give you a good idea of how much cheaper this is, I paid, I think, well, let me grab this receipt right here and look. $22.27 for all of this. And the fact that the cherries was $6 of it tells you that all the rest of this would have been about $16. So it's an amazingly good deal, and that's the main reason I buy all my stuff there. And I feel like it's pretty good quality. It doesn't last forever, but fresh stuff needs to be eaten anyway. So that's the other thing, is in order to stick to the 2-week meal plan, I'll probably have to buy some additional in a week or so, but that's fine.